Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to start our new horror story. If you like our old story, then don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's start without any further delay. The rain had been falling for hours, drumming steadily on the roof of the SUV as it wound through the fog-drenched hills of Vermont. 18-year-old Evelyn Graves stared out the window, her forehead pressed to the cold glass, watching the gray trees whip past like shadowy figures. She hated long drives, and she hated, even more, that she was spending her senior year moving into some ancient house in the middle of nowhere. Almost there, her father muttered from the driver's seat. Her mother turned around, offering a strained smile. "Just try to keep an open mind, sweetie. Your great-aunt Agatha left us the house for a reason. It's a fresh start." Evelyn didn't reply. The truth was, she'd never even met Aunt Agatha. The woman had lived as a recluse for the last 50 years, and no one in the family had spoken of her except in whispered tones. When news of her death arrived, alongside the deed to a towering Victorian mansion, it felt more like a summons than an inheritance. The house loomed into view just as the sky turned the color of ash. 3 stories of rotting wood, gabled rooftops, and shattered windows greeted them like a sneer. Ivy curled up the sides of the structure, gripping it like a corpse's fingers. "This is charming," Evelyn said flatly. Inside, the house smelled of mildew and old wood. The wallpaper peeled in long strips, revealing cracked plaster beneath. The furniture was covered in dust-draped sheets, and the floorboards groaned with every step. Evelyn wandered up the staircase, drawn by a sense of uneasy curiosity. On the second floor, she found a room that seemed untouched by time. A canopy bed with velvet curtains, a dresser with ornate carvings, and in the center, a rocking chair, gently swaying. Sitting in the chair was a porcelain doll. Evelyn stared. The doll was unlike any she'd ever seen: pale skin, jet black hair, and eyes that seemed aware. Its dress was deep green satin, perfectly preserved. Its hands were folded neatly in its lap. Pinned to its chest was a brittle note: "She sees what you see. She hears what you fear. Do not play with her." Evelyn reached out, drawn by some invisible thread. Her fingers brushed the doll's cheek. Ice. The door slammed behind her. Evelyn spun around, heart hammering in her chest. She lunged for the doorknob, twisting it hard, but it wouldn't budge. Locked. Her breath quickened. "Mom," she called out, banging on the door. "Dad? I'm stuck in here." Nothing. The house seemed to swallow her voice whole. She turned back to the room, her eyes darting to the rocking chair. It had stopped moving. The doll still sat there, as if it had never stirred. Evelyn stepped closer, inspecting the note again: "Do not play with her." A gust of cold air brushed the back of her neck. The room, warm moments ago, had become icy. Evelyn hugged herself, glancing at the doll. Then it blinked. She staggered back, slamming against the door. Her breath fogged in the freezing air. The doll hadn't moved again, but she knew what she saw. Suddenly, the lock clicked. Evelyn burst out of the room and tore down the stairs. She didn't stop until she reached the kitchen, where her parents were unpacking dishes like nothing had happened. "There's something wrong with that room," she gasped. The doll, it moved. I swear it blinked at me. Her mother looked at her, concerned. Honey, maybe you're just tired. It's been a long trip. I know what I saw. Her father frowned. What room were you in? The second floor, last door on the left. They exchanged a glance. That was Agatha's childhood room, her mother said slowly. She never let anyone in there. There was a note, Evelyn added. It said not to play with the doll. Maybe we should keep that door closed, her father said, trying to sound light. But his eyes were clouded with unease. That night, Evelyn lay awake in her room, the covers pulled tight around her. Every creak of the old house made her flinch. Around midnight, she heard something, a whisper, soft, faint. Right outside her bedroom door, she held her breath, straining to hear. Evelyn. The voice was delicate, childlike. She jumped from bed and rushed to the door, flinging it open. Empty hallway. But at the end, in the moonlight leaking through a cracked window, she saw a figure, the doll, standing upright, facing her. The next morning, Evelyn was quiet at breakfast. Her father read the paper while her mother flipped pancakes, both acting as if nothing had happened. But Evelyn couldn't get the doll's eyes out of her head. After breakfast, she went back to the room. The doll was gone, the chair was empty, gently rocking. No trace of the note either. She searched the room top to bottom. The bed, the closet, the drawers. One drawer in the old dresser was locked. No key in sight. Her fingers tingled when she touched the drawer handle, a strange warmth that pulsed through the wood. Almost like it recognized her. Downstairs, she scoured the house for keys. In Agatha's study, she found a ring of old brass keys tucked inside a hollowed-out book titled Whispers in the Walls. She took them back upstairs. The fourth key clicked. Inside the drawer was a leather-bound journal, brittle with age. The name etched into the cover, Agatha Graves, 1933. Evelyn opened it carefully. The pages were filled with neat cursive writing and unsettling sketches of dolls, many resembling the one she'd found. Mother says I'm not allowed to play with Lucinda anymore. But she needs me. She talks to me in the quiet. She says I'm special. Lucinda doesn't like it when people lie. She made the maid bleed when she said she didn't see her. Move. She told me so herself. I must never let her out of the room. If I do, she will find a new voice. A new vessel. And she will forget me. The entries grew increasingly frantic. She whispers all night now. I can't sleep. She says she's hungry. She wants a soul. Evelyn closed the book, her hands shaking. Lucinda. The doll had a name, and she was out of the room. That's enough for today, guys. I hope you like our story. We meet in the new horror story. Until you like and subscribe to our channel.